Hey, what's up, EquinoxCinema? Obviously, it's Captain Obvious, and welcome to my Battlefield 3 Conquest map analysis for Operation Metro. Yeah. Woo! Okay, just a quick history on this map. This map is amazing. It was the only map in the beta for console, but then PC got Caspian Border. But anyway, this map is amazing. It's probably one of the best maps for Conquest just because of the way it plays, and it's just like the hell that breaks loose in this map. But like usual, this show is about strategies, tips, and just how to play the map. So, what we're going to be doing today is covering Operation Metro. Now, this map has no vehicles, so the video will be a little bit shorter as we can leave out vehicle strategies. But there are a lot of other choke points, camping spots, other stuff like that where you want to be paying attention to and pretty much focus your all your team effort on these locations and stuff like that. Now, the US starts right at the entrance to the subway. Now, half of the map is all in the subway system, which is really cool because it's an indoor map and it gets really frantic down there. The US spawns over near right where the bombs drop in rush mode. So they go through the tunnel, and then A is right in front of them. It's at the little platform near where the second base is in rush. And then B is up in this big room where I am, the ticket hall. Now this is where most of the action takes place. And it's B where the map can turn the tide in your favor. The reason for this is, let's say you're playing Caspian Border, Karga Island, something like that, where you have a lot of conquest points, like four, you have four, and they're really spread out, but the map itself is open. You can easily flank around the enemy and get there. But Operation Metro is a lot different. There is nowhere for you to flank the enemy without them noticing you. There are only 3 ways out of a ticket hall, and all 3 of them will be controlled by the enemy if you try to get around them. So I highly recommend only trying to take 2 locations, Russians and United States teams, because you don't want to get caught trying to flank them. And a forward push that's, really strong can, and I'm not saying it will, it can deorganize your team, because if you get past those 3 choke points, the staircase and the 2 escalators leading up to B from A, or the 3 doors coming in from C, the enemy team will have an opportunity to either flank you if you've moved too far past those points, or they'll have an opportunity to take all of you out and then flood in there. So what I say is you hold B. Whoever gets to B first may win the game. That's just how it works. Now, in B, the reason I say keep B is because there are a lot of positions in B, the ticket hall, that are of great importance to you. Now, all these strategies apply to console and PC, as they have the same amount of flags, same map layout, same everything, except for the difference in people, which you have to focus more on where you put your troops when you have more players in the game. But the strategies I'm about to explain for your positioning and stuff are for both console and PC. Now, ticket hall. Obviously, your place you want to be, you would have some guys in, is the ticket booth. It's that rounded building right next to the entrance from C and right up the escalators from A. Now, you will always, if you're on American side, you should always have someone facing out towards C. You want to have someone in there, be it a support or a sniper, because they can lay down either suppressing fire or spot people out, because they can see directly down that main hallway. That's where most of the enemies will be coming from. And then you usually want to have a couple people, off to the left from that point. There's a building. There's actually a building out that door. You can have some guys up there defending that side, and you would have people over near the other doors off to the right. And now, remember, like I said, don't push too far out, because the enemies they'll be a little less disorganized, a little less organized, and they'll have the opportunity to either flank you or take your entire squad or team out. So stay put and defend B like you're defending the rest of your life, okay? So B is the key to the map. Now, Russians, you have it kind of bad, because if for some reason they push you all the way back into the Americans push you all the way back into your spawn, you're kind of screwed, because if any of you do what I do in Rush, and when you get up in those really tall buildings overlooking the last bomb plant B, right out where the Russians spawn, you can post people up in those buildings, and they can see the spawn from everywhere, and the Russians will have absolutely nowhere to go. So, Russians, you want to have that in the back of your mind, making sure that the Americans don't take A, B, and C and push you back into your spawn. Now, the Americans, it's a little less rough if they take your home flag. The reason for this is they really don't have any place to post up. So you can make a full push down either one of the subway tunnels, and if you have enough of a distraction or a big enough of a force, you usually can take them out. But the Russians, it's a lot harder as the enemy has the high ground, and it's just a lot harder to get past all those people up in those windows, just looking at your spawn. Also, this is one of the maps where I would highly recommend actually using your spawn beacons a lot more. Because, like I said, if you want to actually, turn the tide of the battle, you have to get behind the enemies, because they're going to be in defensible positions pretty much the whole time. So if you can actually get lucky and get near the enemy's home flag, I recommend placing a spawn beacon down near it. But don't capture the enemy flag, constantly flank them, and just make them aware that people are behind from them, and then they'll have to focus on two directions. Because this map is extremely linear. They have to focus on two directions. So if you make them focus on both sides more and more, to get your path to your win will be a lot easier. You want to have the enemies confused and always looking down both directions of Operation Metro, because, like I said, it's linear, and it just knocks them off their pedestals. It takes them out of their camping spots. It makes them a lot more paranoid that someone's always going to be behind them. So flanking in the beginning. If the enemy is rooted into camping spots, don't worry about flanking. Just focus on taking them out of there. But in the beginning of the game, if you can actually get behind the enemies and place down a spawn beacon, do it. It'll turn the tide of the battle in your team's favor. Now, weapon strategies, kit selection. This map is highly tailored toward a close quarters combat because of all this, the subway cars and the hallways. So, like No Shark Canals, I would say go assault and engineer. But for engineer, don't not use any anti-air guns because there's no need for them. For engineer also, use the extra explosives specialization, because then you'll get 10 rockets, and that will make it a lot easier for you to root the campers out of their defensible locations. So use those rockets to your advantage that you have, and use that specialization to your advantage. Have support guys with your engineers, because support will resupply their rockets. Therefore, they can lay down more heavy fire since there's an absence of heavy armor on this map. So, support plus engineer equals great combo. Assault. You need an assault in any game. Assault is pretty much a given in any game in Battlefield 3. So, you need medics. You need people healing. Squads. You might want to have 2 engineers, an assault, and a support. I'm not saying recon, because this map is not a recon map unless there's only one time when you can use a recon. When the US pushed the Russians back into their home spawn. When you do that, switch to recon and shoot their heads off. It is fun as hell watching the people run towards you and they're all dropping. So, let's review what we've gone over. Americans and Russians have pretty much the same strategy. Hold down B and your home flag. Make sure the enemy can't get through either the doors or the stairs that lead into B. Kit selection, engineer, assault, support. Use the squad explosives thing as an engineer to get more rockets because there's an absence of heavy armor. Don't use recon as it is not necessary in this map unless you are American and you push the Russians back into their enemy base, which in any situation I would not recommend doing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys use these strategies to your advantage and make your life on Operation Metro a little bit better. Go follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. go subscribe to my main channel. It helps out a lot if you guys can, show me some support and subscribe to me. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.